Holiday road, holiday road. Trust me, you watch this movie, you get it stuck in your head. Yo, it's me, CSCOTT, baby. Welcome to Flashback Fridays, where I take a look at an 80s film, and this week's film is Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation, starring Chevy Chase, Billy D'Angelo, and is directed by Harold Ramis. I just want to say, this is the first time I ever watched this. I think I deserve that. But, yeah, there's really nothing else to say. I've seen parts of it at my grandparents' house, but I never actually sat all the way through it. Up to this point, I had only seen Christmas Vacation and the 2015 version, which was, So, yeah, right away it starts you off with that song. And you're like, because I knew the song. And just right away it starts you off, I'm like, whoa, okay, right away. And you hear it like 3 or 4 times in the movie. And I'm surprised that at the end, when they're showing all the pictures, they don't play it again. They play a different song, because maybe like, oh, we have that too much in the song, in the movie too much, so we had a different movie. Interesting thing is, speaking of music, I'm gonna stick on this. You know, there's the scenes with Christy Brinkley. In the original version, it is the song that plays whenever she shows up is "I'm So Excited" by the Pointer Sisters. But in this version, it's a different song, but it's also by one of the Pointer Sisters. So what was the problem? And even in the credits, they still credit "I'm So Excited" by the Pointer Sisters in the credits of the movie. So, what's the problem? Who knows? So what's the story? Story is Clark W. Griswold is taking his family on a vacation to Wally World. He has a whole thing planned out, and of course things don't go his way. But yeah, it wouldn't be a vacation movie if things went their way. Yeah, definitely. You couldn't make this movie nowadays. There's no way. The 2015 version I remember is it's not like this. You couldn't. There's dead dogs and dead aunts, whatever, dead band members, I should say. There's racial stereotypes. There's just no. You couldn't do this movie nowadays. There's no way. You went to someone with this specific script nowadays, they say, you can't do this. No. It's the only one of the vacation movies to be rated R. And for some reason, even I thought that Vegas Vacation was rated R, but it's PG-13, which is weird because it takes place in Vegas, so you think, Clark goes to a stripper joint or something. Here, it's just, I really enjoyed this movie, but I do have some, at what point do you just give up? There are points in this that I would be like, okay, we're going home. The Cousin Eddie's house, right? You get there, you find out you have to take your Aunt Edna all the way to Phoenix. Okay. Someone who you cannot stand. That's all fine and dandy. The dog. So he... And I don't get this decision to put this in the movie. They don't show anything, thank God. But when they're leaving this hotel place, whatever it is, they stay in tents or whatever, he puts the dog up to... He takes the dog's leash and he kind of puts it on the back bumper there. First of all, that wouldn't hold on there. It's not sturdy enough for it to hold. It would come off as he's driving away. The dog would have been left behind, not dragged across the road. Second of all, they would have heard the dog yelping. They had the windows open. Come on. First and foremost, though, someone would have said something before they even got in the goddamn car. They'd be like, where's the dog? Especially Edna. The thorn in the side that she is. Where's my dog, Clark? She would have said that. There's no way in hell it would have been left behind at all. Forget it. No, there's no way. There's common sense, people. That would never happen like that. Forgetting a cup of something on top of your roof, and then when you move it splashes. Yes, a dog, never. Clark is absent-minded, but not that absent-minded. I'm just saying. And then Aunt Edna. Dying for no reason other than to just die. There's no given reason why she dies, just dead. And they just leave her at a cousin's house when he's not there. Well, I think they're lucky he wasn't there, but first of all, she's supposed to be getting dropped off there. So they would leave a key if they're not going to be there, or they would be there. Either way, they wouldn't just be locked out. They would have left the key somewhere on a note or something. They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have just, especially if they were expecting her, they wouldn't have just got up and left. I'm just saying. And leaving it there. Do we ever find out any other to this? Is there any repercussions from that? They have a little thing for it? I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah. Yeah. The racial stereotype. That's racial. That's just like, they go, the first place they get, like, problems is Clark takes the wrong way and they end up in the hood. And their hubcaps get taken off, but yet the wheels don't fall off till later. And this movie's so wrong. So wrong. So many things happen that wouldn't happen in real life. Like, there's no way the dog would be dragged behind the car. I know I'm back on this, but either the leash would come off or someone would say something about how the dog's not in the car. There's no way. No way at all. End up being dead. Well, they would have figured it out. Something would have happened. Like, I don't know. Wally World. Okay, so they finally get to Wally World. So something else that happens too. Like I mentioned, Christy Brinkley's in this. She shows up sporadically throughout the movie, and eventually she and Clark end up actually meeting up and going skinny dipping. I guess originally she was supposed to be the daughter of Roy Wally, who owns Wally World, but I think they scrapped it, I guess. But they have a skinny dip, and because the water's so cold, he starts yelling, "Oh, cold! Cold! Cold!" And everybody hears it and comes out and shit. And sees them in there. Now, he just got caught by his wife skinny dipping. And all it takes for her to forgive him is a little talky talk. About how, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You know, she was ugly. I don't like her. I love you." That's it. I'm sorry, but he even says, "I'm in deep. Oh, I'm in deep. I'm in deep." When she's taking her clothes off and stuff. "Oh, I'm in deep. I'm in deep." So he knows he's in trouble, but all this is basically a slap on the wrist. And speaking of slaps on the wrist, Wally World. All right. Wally World. So this whole trip, and I think I'd be in Clark. I wouldn't do exactly what Clark did, but I would be in that kind of mind state where you just traveled for 2 weeks on this hell of a trip. Dead dog, dead great aunt, dead aunt, whatever, and through everything, you get to a Wally World. You know, almost cheat on your wife, which, but through all of that, you get to Wally World and it's closed for repairs. Nowadays, this wouldn't happen because you would check on the internet to make sure it's open. back then they didn't really have such luxuries back in 1983. But yeah, it's just he gets there, punches the moose, and then he goes and buys a BB gun from a sporting goods store and holds the guard, played by John Candy, by the way, up and makes the other guard, played by the guy who plays the captain, the police captain in Last Action Hero, that guy. You understand what he's saying? And he makes him act like dog. And then he forces John Candy to take them all on these rides. And, while John Candy has time of his life doing this, then the police show up. Then Roy Wally shows up. And it's clear, I mean, I already heard this beforehand, but it's very clear that it was supposed to be Disneyland or Disney World, whatever. And they couldn't get the rights to it. So they used Wally World. And then Roy Wally is very much Walt Disney. Who I think was already dead in 1983. It would have been Roy Disney, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's supposed to be, Roy Disney. He looks very much like Roy Disney. But, yeah, and so, because Clark, once again, talks his way out of something. You know, he spells out this bullshit, you know, about everything that, you know, that they went through, and that, oh, my kids, I said, one place you want to go on vacation. You know what they said? Hawaii? No, Russ, no. A Wally World Dad? Yeah, see, Wally World Dad is what it said. And through this bullshit, they get off the hook. And, yeah. So the movie ends when we find out in one of the last pictures that they actually took a plane home, which is good. What happened to their car, though? The whole thing about the beginning of this, though, was he buys a new car that's supposed to be a blue one, but he gets a green one. And they say, oh, this is better than the blue one, you know. But it's crappy ass piece of shit, you know. I enjoyed this movie. Okay, I like it. But there's so many things living in today's world that just would not happen. And even back then, it would not happen. Some of these things, like the dog. Most of all, the dog is the one thing that has me all frazzled and stuff. Is that there's no way the dog would have been left back there. Somebody in that car would have said something about the dog not being in the car. I'm just saying, there's no way. It's so cruel, and it's played for a joke, and it's kind of funny, but not really. It makes no sense to me. Somebody would have said something, especially Edna, the bitch that woman is, would have said, "Where's my dog, Clark?" She would have said something. Just all vocal that she's been towards Clark throughout the film, she would have said something. It makes no sense. Why'd they just write that scene in with the character that they wrote, Edna, to be this smarmy little bitch, smarmy old bitch, always complaining at Clark? Why they wouldn't mention it? Or the dog, who's always barking, by the way, wouldn't bark. Or they wouldn't have heard it when they took off or something. Or the way that thing was hooked up on there, it would have let go, wouldn't have held on. So it's just, that's the only thing in this movie that, well, not only, but that really doesn't make any sense, because it wouldn't happen. It bugs the hell out of me. It wouldn't happen. And that brings the movie down for me. Otherwise, I really enjoyed it. But it's not going to be as low as you think. I really enjoyed this movie. To me, it's not as good as Christmas Vacation. Not at all. But I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Because I enjoyed it. But that dog thing it grinds my gears, because it wouldn't happen. It would not happen. Somebody would say something. I hate to keep repeating myself, but they would. Something would happen. Either the leash would come loose and the dog would be left behind, which is what I thought was going to happen. You know? I'm like, oh, they're going to play it for, like, the dog's dead, and then all of a sudden the dog comes running up. But no, they actually had the cop say, I'm going to go get the rest of the carcass. I'm like, what the fuck? He's actually dead? That's cruel. And they don't show anything, but still, as a dog lover myself, it wouldn't happen. All right? There's no way. Common sense, it would not happen. It wouldn't happen. I don't know why I'm so on this. Maybe because I love animals, but it wouldn't happen. No one's that fucking stupid. Not even Clark Griswold is that stupid. As soon as he hooked it up there, I'm like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to have him leave behind. Right? They're not going to, are they? They're going to. No. No. And they do. And I'm just like, that wouldn't happen. Because it wouldn't happen. Somebody in the car would say something about the dog. Clark may be an idiot, but the rest of his family is clearly not. And that, like I said, Edna, as spoken up as she is, would have said something. I'm sorry. It just irritates me so bad because I know in real life, and even in other movies, it wouldn't have happened. Common sense. John Hughes wrote the script, and he's trying to be funny. I get it. You know, you can tell it's a John Hughes script because I live in Chicago. But, yeah, that just, I'm sorry, keep harping on it, but that just would not happen. But otherwise, I enjoyed it, 8 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on National Lampoon's Vacation? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Scotty. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. It wouldn't happen!